Hello there, I'm Zach, and today we are going to be talking Sinners and my Oscar predictions. This isn't going to be like an in depth thing on Sinners, I just wanted to get my thoughts out there, and then I also wanted to give my Oscar predictions um, with all the movies that I've seen this year, so if you guys are alright with that. First up, let's talk Sinners because this an amazing film, an amazing movie to have witnessed. Ryan Coogler is amazing at what he does. I think that this was one of the most creative films we've seen in a while, and it had me so seated. The first act does sort of drag a little, but you pick up that second act, whoo, you're off to the races. It gets like as soon as they get to the juke, it it gets crazy. And that's my favorite part about this movie. The fact that the way it opens is with an exposition animation line. That's awesome. And then it opens with the ending. So you get to watch the scene where Sammy comes home to his family, to the church, to one day later. That's got to be my favorite filmmaking thing ever, I think, is the start with the end, and then you get to see the story and you get to be like, how does this turn into this, and then how does, you know what I mean? I think that Nikki Glazer was very correct when she said,
And I can't believe it. We got two Michael B. Jordans. When I saw that, I was like, Nikki B. Jerkin, because that was awesome. I'm sorry, Michael.
hey, she was maybe correct on that front, I fear. So the film is shot like really wide for a majority. So there's these black bars on the top and bottom. And then when the action starts, it goes to a full screen and it immerses you in it. And then it goes back and then it'll come back to being the full screen. And I think that's an awesome filmmaking technique because it subconsciously makes us feel more immersed, makes us feel more in the moment, makes us more like amped in the moment to be able to be like, this scene is crazy, why am I feeling like that? And it's like, oh, because I've been seeing this subdued version of this film and now it's opened quite literally. And also, I had never seen Josh O'Connor, nope, not Josh O'Connor, Jack O'Connell in a movie before. I know he has been in a bunch of stuff. I just haven't seen him in anything. And he is great in this villainous role that they've given him. I also had heard the song before, so I was just sitting at home watching my headphones on the rocky road to Dublin, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And it was like funny to be able to kind of sing along. Also, the whole Golden Globes thing to where Ludwig Göransson won for best score but not on live television, that was weird. Like I felt like they could have cut something much lesser for to replace that. Like I understand they couldn't cut their new Golden Globe, which was the podcast one, but they could have cut like whatever. Like, with that over with, let's talk about the Oscars because this is a crazy year for the Oscars. So I'm just gonna go by the Oscar title. So, oh my, actor in a leading role. I have not seen. I'm just going off of the Golden Globes as well and like the Critics' Choice Awards for what went to who. For actor in a leading role, I am I do not think it's going to be Timothy Chalamet. I hate to say it because he's a really committed actor and I do believe all the stuff he's saying is correct, or it's not correct, but I feel that he does believe in all the stuff he's been saying recently, but it is not the time, King. You are too young to be this entitled to an Oscar. The way the Oscars work, especially for actor in a male actor in a leading role, it's not going to young actors, and I hate to say it, but I think we're gonna be going with Leo on this one. I also see as a strong contender Ethan Hawke for his role in Blue Moon, and he's got the age factor on Timothée Chalamet. Timothée Chalamet broke records when he was in Call Me by Your Name for youngest nominee of an Academy Award, and I feel like his strongest title race was last year with A Complete Unknown. I feel like it was a really committed performance, but the Oscars are not about just looking objectively at the art. They are looking at the body of work you have, and when your body of work is 20 or less films or whatever he's been in, I feel like it's 20 or less, they're not going to be that impressed. Leonardo DiCaprio is a long-standing staple in Hollywood. I feel like he's got this one in the bag for the performance we saw in One Battle After Another. So I'm going with that. Actor in a supporting role. I feel like this could be I feel very strong contender Jacob Elordi. I enjoyed Frankenstein way more than I thought I would just because of his performance. I feel like it was supposed to be Andrew Garfield, and I fear Andrew Garfield couldn't have done that because Jacob Elordi's got the freaky height to be the creature. And so that's a strong contender. I love Jacob Elordi for actor in a supporting role. Also, Stellan Skarsgård, I've heard, has done great things in A Sentimental Value, or whatever that movie is called. I've heard it's great. I haven't watched it yet, but a bunch of the reviews are like, these Danish people, these northern folk are gonna mess you up. So he also won the Golden Globe. He's got the age factor. I feel like also, yeah, Jacob Elordi, he did give a really committed performance, but this is his first big film role. He's really only known for Saltburn and Euphoria other than this. So I feel like we'll see. I feel like he could get up there because they're not as strict with supporting actor being older as they are with male actor in a leading role being older. Okay. Actress in a leading role. I think Jessie Buckley's going to sweep this. The Academy isn't weird when it comes to younger actresses winning Best Actress. And did you guys watch Hamnet? Hamnet, her performance is truly incredible. The acceptance speech Chloe Zhao gave at the Golden Globes, watch it, even if you don't even care about the Golden Globes, because it's so beautiful what she said. Okay. Lock in. Actress in a supporting role. I feel like this might also be the case of Teyana Taylor. She won the Golden Globe. I forget who won the Critics' Choice Award, but it could also be Elle Fanning or Dakota Fanning, whichever Fanning is in Sentimental Value. But I feel like it'd be really cool if Teyana Taylor won Best Supporting Actress. Animated feature film, obviously I'm going K-Pop Demon Hunters. This was a crazy success. It's been streamed over 400 million times or something on Netflix. Both times it was in theaters, it did crazy numbers. I feel like it was an amazing movie. Yeah, it's definitely going to be K-Pop Demon Hunters for the animated feature. Cinematography, I feel like could go a lot of ways. I really liked how F1 looked. I really liked how Marty Supreme was a good one. It was shot really well. And maybe One Battle After Another. They had some really intense sequences in there as well. But I really want to go with F1 on this one. I feel like they're not up for many Oscars this year. I feel like that would, one step above the others. Okay, costume design. What came out this year? I'm like trying to think of what else won. I feel like this could go Hamnet as well. It's a period piece, so I feel like it could either be Hamnet or Wicked for Good, because they had some crazy stuff going on in Wicked for Good. Yeah. Directing, I feel we're going PTA. I feel like he's going to sweep this Oscars the way Sean Baker swept the last ones. I feel like he's going to go home with like best screenplay, best directing, best editing, best picture, you know what I mean? I feel like he's going to do the same thing Sean Baker did. So I'm going Paul Thomas Anderson for best directing, definitely. For film editing, I really want to say F1. Again, I feel like the way that movie made you feel just by looking at it, I feel like it had very intense sequences, especially that end scene. I feel like it could win the Oscar just for the ending. F1 for film editing. For best international feature, I'm gonna go with, what's the Wagner Moura one? Yeah, The Secret Agent. I feel like that's gonna win best international feature. I feel like it has to, you know what I mean? For makeup and hairstyling, I'm going Frankenstein. I feel like they had a really good, just for Jacob Elordi alone, I feel like they could sweep this. Maybe Sinners as well, makeup and hairstyling. I don't feel like Wicked will win. I don't feel like that. Yeah, so makeup and hairstyling, I'll go with Frankenstein. And then musical original score, I'm going Sinners. I feel like F1 came close. I feel like Marty Supreme could be close. But I feel like it has to be Sinners. That it was like part of the film. Like it didn't make it feel like, oh, this is a soundtrack to the movie. It's like this is the movie. And best original song, obviously, I think it's gonna be Golden from K-pop Demon Hunters. I couldn't possibly think of how you could make it anything else. Just because of the cultural significance that has outside of the filmmaking industry. I feel like it's never been seen before. Yeah, and then best picture, I feel like it's strong between Hamnet and One Battle After Another. I feel like it might just be tipped over to One Battle After Another because Paul Thomas Anderson's gonna sweep almost everything else. So I feel like there's an incentive to be like, if he won all of these other things, it's probably gonna win this as well, type thing. But one can always hope. I mean, I feel like One Battle After Another,
The Secret Agent,
and Hamnet and Sinners are like all. I feel like if Ryan Coogler wins for Sinners for Best Picture, it will be groundbreaking because not a lot of horror movies have that say of being able to be like, yeah, we won Best Picture. Horror movies are often snubbed at the Oscars because it's just that's the way it is at the Oscars. Same reason young men don't win Best Actor. It's just kind of the way it is. So yeah, I think it's gonna be really tight between whoever does win Best Picture, but I feel like we gotta throw it up, and I think it's just gonna be tipped just a little towards Paul Thomas Anderson in One Battle After Another. But yeah, so those are my Oscar predictions. I wanted to get this out before the Oscars actually happen, so let me know what your Oscar predictions are looking like. Who do you think is winning that Oscar race? And yeah, I'm gonna be trying to upload a video every Friday. So one Friday will be a in-depth video, and then the other Fridays will kind of be like this, where it's less scripted, and I just go like kind of off the cuff. So I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time. Peace.
Peace up, A-Town down.